Are you ready for some Trinity? I am. I certainly am. Because how are we going to know what to meditate on if we don't have our Trinity video? And as you know by now, the whole point of this is to give you a sensation so that you can join in with our meditation. The word of the week is not going to get you very far. You need the sensation of it. And so we have these little videos so that you can participate in our meditations every Wednesday night and you can help change the consciousness. If you think that's a cool idea, then take a moment and like this video, subscribe to this channel, maybe give us a comment, maybe even share it with somebody that you think could really benefit. All of these things help us reach more people. As I said, we're looking for a sensation. This week we're working with the energy of exploration. And the main reason that most people can't really feel that is that when they think exploration, they think, oh, it's all out here, I'm going out here. And they put their energy outward and they miss the real piece of exploration. Because exploration really happens in here. You use the events and the places and the people out here to learn more about your internal workings, your heart qualities, your gifts, the pieces of light that you came to bring to this planet. That's what you're supposed to learn more about. You are supposed to explore each of your gifts, and you do that through the places you go and the people you interact with and the sights you see. But you're not here to explore as many sights as possible and know everything about every person and be able to go in depth on every piece of knowledge out there. That's not exploration. Exploration is learning more about you by the stuff that you go through out here. So we're going to take all of that, where we put our energy out and just look everywhere and know everything, and we're going to condense it down. We're going to give ourselves a point to work with instead of 1,000 different octopus arms. That one point is our intent. In order to explore, you must have an intent. This exploration will be about commitment. This exploration will be about play. This exploration will be about adventure. You've got to have that focus or you're not really exploring. So we take all of this and we turn it into a focus. And then we have to put some intensity behind it. A little bit of, if you have no intensity, your exploration goes nowhere. The final piece in all of this, intent, intensity, but then also unfolding. You can't force exploration to happen. You have to let it unfold. I have a wonderful self-defense technique that I think is going to help you really get the feeling that we're talking about. So I'm going to get Bob out here. And we're going to be talking about pressure points. We're going to use our thumb. This will be our focus, our intent. Thumb's really great for pressure points. It doesn't bend or give a lot. You can put a lot of pressure into it without hurting yourself. A pressure point is anything in the human body that's kind of sensitive that you can push on that will, force the person to do something or move away from you or whatever. This one requires a little bit of work. I wouldn't say, I'm going to teach you this pressure point. Now you can go out and defend yourself in a situation. You got to work with it a little bit. If you've had no practice whatsoever, the only pressure point I'm going to recommend is the eye. You can stick your thumb in anybody's eye, and it's easy to find, and they have no defense against it. They will try and grab it, so you have to be prepared for that. But if you have the time to practice some other pressure points, this would be one of the first ones I would give you. Now to find this pressure point, you have to find your nipple, which should be about there on me. And then you go to the seam of your armpit, and imagine that's a line, and then you make a triangle off of that. And the bottom of that triangle is where we're going to find this pressure point. I find it pretty simply by going, let's move it around this way, this will be a little easier. I go thumb and forefinger, and then I just drop it down. So there's the nipple, there's the armpit, drop it down, there's your triangle, right there. Painful?
Yes.
Yes. All right, so we're going to let Bob do it, and I'm going to give you a visual aid. I have these cool stickers. This one says sweet spot. So we're going to use that. So if I'm attacking Bob, let's do this on this side because you'll be using your right hand, won't you? Sure. So if we're going to find that, once again, it's nipple, armpit, and bottom of the triangle. That one's a little low. You want it to be more like right there. Gotcha. So we're going to put the sweet spot there. Sweet spot. So if I grab him, I'm trying to choke him, something like that, and he wants to just move me out of there. Or maybe there's a fire and I'm a bouncer and I'm like, you can't go through that door, sir. And he's like, I'm going through the door. The way to move a person out of there is to find that little pressure point right on the sweet spot. On the sticker? Yeah. And then I got it too low. Yeah, I figured we were a little low. Let's move it up. Ah, gotcha. Right there. Ah! Now, the trick is, you got to have your intent. You got to put some intensity behind it. But if he just goes in a straight line and tries to move me that way, I can resist because I can just shift a little bit until it's not quite on the nerve anymore. So you have to ride it like a wave, right? You have to let it unfold. You push, but then however I react, you just keep moving and moving and moving and moving until I can't get away from it. So those are our three pieces of exploration. You have to have an intent, you have to put some intensity behind it, and you have to be guided by that intent and let it unfold. You can't just mentally say, I'm going to go this way and that way I'll explore something. You're not. You have to just let it unfold and move with it like you're on a surfboard. So let's try again a little faster. You go C-clamp, move that thumb down, and then just push. Oh, just like that. Moving it as you go, keeping yourself in alignment. If I try and turn a little bit and get away, you have to turn with it. Keep that thumb on the point. If you don't have a nice little sweet spot marking, once again I recommend practicing with your hand. Find that little spot on yourself. You'll know, it's kind of tender. And then practice. Find exactly how big your hand has to be to move down and catch that. So either you pivot from the nipple or you pivot from the armpit. So one side you pivot and you just drop it and you put your thumb into it. That little spot is an amazing pressure point and it teaches you the three pieces of exploration. You must have an intent, you must put some intensity behind it, and you have to let it unfold. Be guided by that intent instead of trying to force it. If you think this stuff's cool, stay tuned for more.